hey all this and all system, welcome to the finale for today and stuff that, but there's gonna be a lot of recordings that we did. Yeah, we'll see if I even upload all of these today. So yeah, we defeat the bottoms well. Sadly, Yuffie survived. I didn't realize the bottoms well had that low HP and stuff there, but yeah. But so much for the solo challenge, right? But it's me who decides when it's solo and when it's not, like and stuff that I can use it, right? Because it's just meant to be my challenge, and stuff that, and like I can do whatever I want to be challenge, right? I see it, cows fly upside down, they do, and stuff that, Because it's just that even if I want a challenge to take something like 99 hours, then yes, it does take way more than that, and stuff that, like if we decide to just be completely stupid about certain things, right, Because again, we're not super close to the 300,000 yet, we're almost just halfway there. Stuff that, That wasn't too bad actually. It was actually faster than with the 3 times speed, just because you can get the meter much closer to the top. And now we can of course equip the power bridge, which is nice, but it feels weird because I definitely feel like we should have been getting the power source there as well. Yeah, you can see he still didn't get AP there in that fight, but yeah. Earth is 5,115, 4,161, and that is that. Okay, good. And it's basically at this point you're meant to go back to Fort Corner and then you can get something else. I forgot what it is. Is there another weapon you can get in Fort Corner, or is it that you get Carbon Bangle, or what is it? I forgot exactly what it was. Because there is one thing that I know is worth it to really get and stuff that, but yeah. No, I wanted to rest out. Let's get some rest. And we will, of course, bring Barrett and Yuffie with us on the ship and stuff that. But yeah. And this is going to decide directly how long the grind is going to be, by the way. So that now we could also theoretically do the absolutely insane thing. Can I go down here and see the dolphin beforehand? No? That would be funny. And this is where you can later on pick up the supernova materia. Yeah, I don't remember that. I mean, supernova definitely needs to be a materia, but then it needs to be completely changed. That it could either be like a multi-hitter, like every time it goes to a planet it takes damage or something like that. Because at first it's a combat, of course. It's not a supernova in the very beginning and stuff like that, so yeah. Shiva. Because it's what's supposed to be in her pendant is Shiva actually. Which technically I think that she, I don't know, it's just a theory. I've always said that she's actually somehow related to Ares somehow. Or whatever. Because if she has Shiva, yes, sure, you get a Shiva with zero pay, but that's used for gameplay purposes. And stuff that, because if she can use magic already, or specifically if she can use Shiva, that's a big deal. And if you see here, 2000 is needed for that, 4000 so it's double what you need with Shiva there. That's something from that. Probably right. Now I wonder when Yukon was built, how old is Yukon exactly, things like that, Because that is really interesting, because of course we see Yukon in Crisis Core, or at least the thing. This is of course when Priscilla leaves. There's nothing else here, but yeah, there's some effort side here. Stuff that going on. Then there's a star thing. Because the whole thing with the whole dolphin thing is also very interesting, of course, obviously. Yeah. And the fact that you can see the spirit of the dolphin, right? But she can supposedly see that spirit or the dolphin when it's dead as well. And stuff that, right? And I think that Claude can see it just because he has been in contact with Ares or Aerith, right? That's why he can see like certain things. Square? Not square. We found the airship! Yes, it could become an insanely long grind on the airship, although I believe that the blue flowers will be on the boat rather, or the cargo ship. And the blue flowers, I believe, gives you either ethers or something else. And the fact that we have like two things we can steal, and we can steal the ethers, if I remember correctly. And stuff that. Also the fact that we can have Force Stealer is a big deal. Now, I don't really want to abuse the fight, but if we have to, we have to. Because, the white cape, I believe, sells for quite a bit as well. So we could theoretically sell multiple white capes. Quit yapping, hurry up! Oh, you look at it. The look on your face says you forgot. Alright, I saw you again. Don't disgrace yourself. Disgrace yourself. Welcome, great vacation. And then that car is never used anywhere else with the whole roof for singing stuff like that, yeah. Oh, wait, you can do this, right? Yeah. Although I think you get a pretty hilarious dialogue if you try to do this, like you're trying to ban your duty. You're like, haha, like I must escape. Like, it's actually pretty fun here. What? It's not time for a shift yet. Just like, so yeah. It's not time for a shift yet. So that shows that the guy who had this job, specifically where the guy who also, of course, got switches with the elevator guy. So that was actually pretty interesting. That's an interesting lore. Like, how many people have gotten that dialogue there? Like, oh, it's not our time to shift yet. They're like, oh yeah, you know. And then everyone is like, where the hell did that one guy go? Right. And there's something sadly cool that you could do here or whatever. I don't think there's any unique things that you can get here. Imagine if there were a cool dialogue or whatever that they would come after you or whatever and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, or something like that, you know. And yeah, you cannot come back down either, which is a bit sad. Yeah. You could theoretically climb up to the airship here, technically already, because there's ropes here. Just that, you know, imagine if there were like a hidden way to like go get onto the airship early. You know. Even though Claude couldn't fly it. Well, I'm pretty certain that Claude could actually fly it. You know. Well, say that his father died when he was young and stuff that, but you know, then, you know, or maybe they're brothers, you know, maybe actually Rufus Shinra his dad and stuff that, right? And then of course they would, you know, the airship looks so small. Like, you have to realize if the airship is that size, so you saw how huge it was. Then think about how huge the fucking Mako cannon is. Stuff that's like what the fuck, that's like 10 times larger at least than the airship, or maybe 100 times larger or something like that, you know. But it might all just be the whole scaling thing with things not showing proper things, you know, and stuff that, you know. But the fact is that he does wrong, right? If I remember correctly, that you're actually meant to use run forward or just hold down and like run. And then use when you're in position, you use spam X as much as possible while walking. Swords. Can we go 52 at least here? Yo! First time in a long time, fantastic. Okay, so that's how you do it. You shouldn't spam it. You need to do the full animation. That's when you get the points. So it's easier to do without triple speed. So you just hold down and then you just do it. I think you can actually receive more than 5,000 gil, but I forgot what the other reward is that is above 5,000 gil. 5,000 gil, that's a fucking big deal right now, especially if you're trying to grind for something. Because if the Sinnoh Beta only sells for 400, then 5,000 is a very, very big deal right now. 5,000 is a very, very big deal. Yeah. Is the ship ready? Hello, sir. I'm rushing here, sir. And everyone else. So, oh shit, dudes! He's punched. because Edgar is irritated. You're too lazy, no break for you. Let me show you how it's done. Let's turn. You just press right on the. You just press the button that they say. Because the reason why we didn't turn in the same direction there was because this gives you 30 points if you do the finish move. Attention dismissed. 5,000 kids, so now we have 173,000. That's a big deal. And there's some important material here to get the course over as well. And yeah. Then you can see who there. Just going to the Baldy McBaldface place. Might be like, hey, wait, that's rude. Like, let's follow him. Come on, forget about your job. Step right up. We got Seal. We got Revive. Seal Revive, so that's 6,000. So you lose out on a little bit there, but not by much. Because now we have access to Revive. Revive is very powerful because, as you can see there, it's 2 plus magic, 1 plus magic defense, plus 5 MP, which is pretty decent. You also got Seal. You got Sleep and Silence on it. Which means, of course, once you get the other thing, the added effect, you know, you can get a bunch of effects from that. Here you have the fun. So we have been able to steal Grand Glove Resistance like instead. Diamond Pin will be later, Boomerang we have been able to steal as well. Just showing that this is the Baldy McBaldface bar. Take off your mask and come here. What's on your welcome? Just buy 3 of those. Yeah, just get a few more of those. I don't think we need more than that. Yeah, and it's actually Claude that took his costume. Alright, Mr. Know-It-All, and they are all dead here. But because your concentration with the way say is to say that you miss us. Sen slås ju Olympic, but also the kiss the damage you receive. Or both reduce the damage by half. So when barriers up, you take half damage. That works based on animals and both monsters. Which is weird. Fire. I think it works based on fire monsters. I think that take the cold. It works based on mechanical things. Earth attacks using the earth power doesn't work on flying enemies. Poisons enemies doesn't work on any poison based enemies. Air based these hurt if they hit. Also known as water works well on fire monsters. On wind works well on fire enemies. Smell plant powers works well on rock monsters. Okay. Did this guy have something different to say? Three ways. I want to show you this, because like some of these are actually very interesting with how they were worded, Yeah, some enemies with poisons or ethers. This is the tutorial one that Barrett teaches, or Claw teaches, but it's not exactly the same. Since you can summon and then it kicks you around. I think potions are pretty expensive. You're not that poor. I think potions are like what did the actual honk? I wonder if that's the actual time of ticking in the actual actual tutorial here that the actual menu timer is ticking. With the cross button. Yeah, press triangle. You should never move weapons on lobby. Yeah, you're not allowed to. That's it. How to apply material. Hidden power in humans. That's one way food. They already see the power we have with the ocean. Yeah, pay close attention to my weapon here. That's the tutorial that he does for Barrett. Yeah, restore this tutorial about the restore that you can teach Barrett. And then it's like select and then you select magic and you can see the cure. We use the triangle, which is the same for, because I kind of wish that things were consistent, though, that the things that would remove would instead be the back button and stuff like that, Because triangle is normally the menu in a lot of games, stuff like that, because the things was meant to be that the different buttons were always going to do the same thing, no matter like a game or whatever, right? Or specifically it's an RPG, right, And now they teach you about all materia, I believe in like elemental and stuff like that. All materia. If you keep this around, nothing will happen. Look at my weapon. The linked. We'll see what is needed to happen. Lightning in the other, yo, let's go. Now you can use bolt all names, but it's limited to once per battle. Also, for example, restore lightning. Bolting cure can be used normally, but won't be any compound effect. Special material like always called support material. But the color. As he explained all the colors. No material grows on its own, even if our real has used it. Yeah, twice as many times. When I get it to master level, it will divide itself almost like it's giving birth. But the master material won't go past that. Yeah, because the fact that they mentioned that you can trash material, right? Like if you reach the maximums, they're actually plans on. Oops, so actually was become dumping. Yeah. What elemental and added effect have? Yeah. the ordinary material somewhere in the world. Battle formation. Now they tell you about the back row and, you know. When you select the person pass, you have the front row. Make the front row. Open the back row. You select attack, you do more damage. Let's take more damage. Magic attacks, there's no difference in damage. When you use long range weapons, it's better to keep weaker members in the back row, and that's the cause. I'm better off in the front row. And it's easy to do that you can also press multiple times on the screen. How many ports are needed? 6 BNMP. You do this called the 11th gauge. It shows your anger level. Yeah, anger level far down really. Basically, when limit break is full, your character is fully tilted. Fuck, wow. Oh, and escape probabilities, I thought he said there. Yeah, to show you that, man. These are the type of attack. Some monsters are weak against fire. It's weak against ice or lightning, the material you have. You can add these elemental to your attacks. So the start, it says, with added effect. Sleep, confuse, poison, darkness, petrify, silence, mark, fog, and so on. Except your silence, which will remain. These items are magic. There are specific medicines for each condition. I'm repeating myself, but when you take a nothing battle, I mean, when you're almost dead. When you're almost dead, not how it's mentioned there, like when you're dead in battle, you're almost dead. You're not dead, actually, technically, when you're on the ground. So that actually explains why is Phoenix Down not used on Ares, but he explains it there right. Because he says when you're almost dead, or excuse me, when you're almost dead. So when you're down on the ground and you're KO'd, you're almost dead. And stuff like that, you're basically like you're bleeding out or whatever it is, and then it's like, okay, you Phoenix Down is small. This is interesting about the whole limit technique here, because they imagine what power, you know what I mean, right? They how to use it. Because he explains some interesting things here, if I remember correctly here. The all limits have less power, but you can use it more often. You set the limit higher, you can inflict great damage, you have to wait longer to use it. You must improve your technique. Your development will change, depending on how you fight. I can tell you how it will change. So you have to find out for yourself. I remember about secret items that inspire ultimate techniques. Right, we get the enemy skill material. We got two now. First is to use them, and second is to finish off as many enemies as possible. It's only easier than this. Yeah, some like summon grow from being used to once a battle to several times per battle. Like, why does it mention like that? Like, does that mean that summon magic actually grows quicker, or you gain more AP for it more it's used per battle? Because that's what it sounds like. Independent and abilities no linking required. That's purple. Sport is used with command, magic, and small material. That's like the old and stuff. That's the blue material. Command material is of course the yellow one. They show you with color even. Magic material, summon material. Half damage to no damage to absorb. Yeah. An effect plus poison, gives poison attack a course, which won't always work. But then of course you can become immune to certain statuses, of course, obviously. Is it 255 that was the maximum? No, limit is 2 hours, okay. That's everything. That's everything in the beginner's hall. It's actually very, very cool to like go over everything there and stuff like that, you know. Because he said that they're about to dive a lot about personalities and stuff that like he talks about it, which is actually pretty interesting. Nothing like we have never come house. Cat. I think that meant to be a Calicio or whatever those cats here. He's not going to the parade. That's also. Yeah. Mind source, luck source, power source, and God source. You can activate that, of course, obviously, and make when she puts a lot of wear and tear. And that is the guy, by the way, that later goes underwater reactor, I think. Yeah. Are you still on duty? Yeah, there is no item here, sadly. I think it's only material, right? Yeah, it's only material so far. 175 is 25 cash each. What's the potion now? And here, of course, you can get both both silver glasses and sleep, which we will get eventually, but not right now because 3000 is still a lot right now, and we want to get the thing as fast as possible because we need to have 300,000 before we enter Costa del Sol, which it's going to be annoying. It's not going to be easy, as they say. Don't talk about bad work like me, speed source, and this is the... I thought this was an elevator, but I guess this is a generator actually. 135 sodium. I sleep like this. And that's a speed source. Very nice, so now we're a bit faster as well. And here they actually sell just the basic stuff here in the shop. They sell you just the tier 1 weapons here, they sell you the butterfly or the bug with the saber iron stuff. And time for Union Parade. Join the Union Parade. Union Parade, hell yeah. Union Parade, hell yeah. They're not. This is no right. Okay, do it. Left face. Right face. Left face, okay, lots of turn, that's weird. Right face. Triangle. Right face. Left face. Left face, this is the weirdest one I've ever gotten. Cross. Cross. Circle. Right face. Cross. Triangle. Cross. Triangle. Right face. Right face. Square. Square. Right face. Circle. Left face. Right face. Circle. Triangle. Right now, finish strong. Special. 170 points. One of that's the highest I've ever gotten actually or something like that. That was the weirdest one ever, right? Like, there was way more turns than normal and stuff that I feel like, it's actually pretty interesting. Actually, it's not often you get to see like such a thing, We'll crash them as soon as we find them. Yeah, because he has the whole hair going down there at the front, which is the way Claude's mother has had her hair. So, I'm just saying, you know, because the fact that his father has blonde hair also, and stuff that, right. Dolphin gave me a ride. And the best music in the game almost. Oh, yeah, this was that. This fucking silly goofy ass music. But why is it this music on this ship? Is this to be like a drunken sailor thing? Is that what it's supposed to be like? It's supposed to be that the characters are drunk or something like that, or is it something else, The boat is such a cool. It definitely looks like almost like a toy model or something. Cargo ship. Yeah, cargo ship. All range. Force dealer. Put some steel. Choke magnen. And then we put some chocolate there. We put chocolate there, and then all and restore. Then we also put it here. We bang and dun being fucking drunk on a pirate ship. No, on a pirate ship. Ether smell on the ship. You have some tranquilizers, and then it tastes bitter. So that's like weird. Like why is it all of a sudden that it tastes bitter? And stuff like that. It's a really weird specific detail. Cool ship. It's me, Aries. Hey, did you see the Union ship? And then I'll take you someday. Promise, yeah, we'll ride a ship together. We definitely do that. Because there was supposed to be a whole thing, and stuff that, right? That. Because, of course, they could have decided to, kill off Ares later on. But the question is Ares really dead, or is it like a fake out? Or is it that one of the Arises is dead, but more other Arises are alive? Because I'm pretty certain that it's implied that, What do you mean something's missing? We can sell ether here for 750, so that's why the ether is really good. Let's sell Understöd kostade så Hey, it's me, Red. And they say because of this scene, that makes sense then that when 13 is silly and be like, Uvu soy dick, Uvu dick soy, So that then it's like, no, like there's no reason for the game to be cuck for me a game, stuff that, right? And then her is made for Western audiences. I wonder if that scene is her dialogue. Like fucking hell, the cargo area is fucking like absolutely huge. Stow away. And he just silly walks off. Not me. I don't even like stuff with any blog. So 22 and yeah, she's 19 now. He will be closest, so yes. She will remain untouched here. She will have the steel and she will have the throw. Police have steel. Right. So he will be using power with the coast, obviously. So, yes. This is the setup here. How much? Okay, maybe we can get into a fight. I want to go and get Wind Slash up because I'm pretty certain that we can leave the room after we get the Wind Slash. So we can see how much that sells for. So we need to get 300,000 at this point, and we're like very, very far away. So this is going to be very, very important. This is going to be our non-material course, obviously. There's the flowers, so now we can test what do the flowers actually give. They do have fight too, though, which is a bit of an issue. We could also use elemental liquid fire, stuff that eventually. Couldn't steal anything. Couldn't steal anything. I believe, however, even though this fight is pretty rough, because of the damage they can do, I believe they also run out of I also believe they run out of MP fairly quickly. Slowly, okay, so the receivers here to steal. So the ether steal seems to be fairly easy from these enemies. Okay, one more ether to steal here. It is a fairly easy steal, I would say. Yeah, we cannot get by all because of the fact that we're using the first stealer. Okay. I mean, but that's going to be like four Easters every single time, and that's also 320 XP. You know, I mean, 4 Easters every time, and then like what, like an insane amount of like a pretty 300. What is it? 300? Was it 220? Or was it 260? Why 220 is absolutely pretty insane. You know, 220 is pretty insane. Also, one thing to realize is yes, we have 4 stealer and stuff like that, which is very, very good as well. And also the thing is though that the okay. So now we have 3 all materials. Technically, Now, I don't allow, of course, the selling of the arm material, because the selling of the arm material would be insanely powerful, of course, to do suspiciousing the thing. Not human, of course, obviously. And we want to, you do this at the same time or whatever, but you do it on when you exit the room, I believe it is. Not like when you get the encounter here and stuff like that, but you do it like later on when you're about to leave the room. There are the Shinra or the Marines rather that can give us the armor here. Which the quicker this go, the better. Okay, starts in a bit. Okay, that wasn't hard steal at all. I mean, again, this doesn't mean that it's guaranteed just because this was an easy steal here. I mean, if it is worth the 900, then that would be absolutely insane. But from what I've heard, what the defense actually does is technically count as being a certain amount of HP or something like that. And I really want to reach. It is the Cinnabator. Right, yeah, definitely think that would protect us against sleep would have been useful here and stuff like that. Yeah, Actually, let's kill off the first guy, the first brain. So make things quicker here. Greased lightning. Opens. Opens, I really want. Really, you really have to be this annoying right now. Of course, I will probably be right, because keep in mind that part 1 will always be the part where I can't post updates and stuff like that, and I will tell you about that in the description of part 1, and I will probably make that the channel trailer. So that I will probably write down whatever the thing sold for, by the way, and so that, Why is this one so hard to get it from? So, after this, of course, I will just go back to the save and do the only save thing. So I will have to do a little bit extra off screen, right? But I will stay here until I have it, basically, pretty much. And I will equip Claude at least with a Cinnabator and stuff like that, if it's good enough, of course, obviously. Obviously, it's more slots actually than the carbon bangle. So yeah. But I hope you have enjoyed all of these recording sessions, and yeah, I'm gonna have to grind all the way up to 300,000 here. It's gonna take quite a while here, of course, obviously. Obviously, having multiple characters here speed things up. But it's really annoying if we're getting that completely screwed here. And I don't know if it's the darkness that affects the steal rate here or something else.